Right now, we are also delving into the criminal histories of both men still on the run. We're learning how generational trauma may have impacted them after witnessing violent deaths in their families at a very early age.
WDSU reporter Shay O'Connor joins us live in New Orleans East with that perspective of the story. Shay?
Yeah, we're here along Plum Orchard in New Orleans East, where we're told that this house, this yellow house directly behind me, is the house where Antoine Massey is said to have witnessed his father being shot to death in front of him.
He had to be about 6 or 7 years old, and far as I know, that he was supposedly in the house at the time that the altercation took place with his father, when his father was actually murdered.
Antoine Massey's pastor, who was close friends with his dad, says it definitely impacted his life.
I don't see no way humanly possible that something of that nature capacity couldn't have affected any of us, especially a kid. Now, we're concerned about Antoine because we know about Antoine. But what about the Antoines that are out there that we don't know about?
Over in the lower 9th Ward, Derek Groves was not born yet in 1994 when his grandmother, Kim Groves, was shot and killed execution style. The hit ordered by then NOPD officer Lynn Davis.
You're supposed to be able to trust the police. So now you don't trust them. Why would you? You killed my grandmother.
Talking about his grandmother, that's one generation. Then his mother, that's two. Then him, that's three. And if he don't make sense out of it and recognize that at some point I got to change this, it's going to continue to the next generation and the next.
Both men escaped the Orleans Parish Jail more than 2 weeks ago. Dr. Dana Andrus, a licensed family therapist, says the impacts of generational trauma can lead to crime.
It's not so much the fact that it happens and it's happening in the cities, that we've been taught that it's the correct way. And we've been taught that even if you believe that it's wrong, don't fight against it.
Mental health experts say about 60% of the youth in New Orleans deal with some form of PTSD, which is 4 times the national average.
We have to believe that with our collective consciousness, we can be larger than the situations and we can turn it around. Turning it around is not going to be the problem. It's believing that it can be turned.
And you know, both families are urging the suspects to turn themselves in. The reward for each is up to $50,000. If you do know anything, you're being urged to reach out to law enforcement officers. Reporting from New Orleans East, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.